She isn't who she says she is, whispered my cousin as we watched the bride's family. That was when I realized the truth. I was only 6, standing on the marble aisle, holding a tiny bouquet. My mother, a shy waitress at the hotel restaurant, was serving tea to the rich guests. The groom's brother sneered at her, calling her a poor girl in front of everyone. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the ballroom. The chandelier fell, and the lights went out. In the darkness, I heard a soft voice say, "You will pay for this, you arrogant boy." The guests gasped, and the bride's mother shouted, "Who did this?" My heart raced. I saw a shadow move quickly to the side of the stage. Was it the same boy who mocked my mother? The secret was hidden in the very walls of the wedding hall. I felt a cold hand on my shoulder, and a voice whispered, "The truth will be known tonight." My name is Nadia, and I remember that day very clearly. The wedding was at the Grand Lotus Hotel, a 5-star place that my mother worked at as a waitress. She wore a simple black apron and a bright smile, but the rich guests looked at her with contempt. "She should not be here," the groom's brother said, pointing at my mother. I felt my cheeks burn with shame. My mother kept serving tea, her hands shaking but steady. She whispered to me, "Stay brave, my love. One day you will see why we are here." I watched the bride, a beautiful woman in a gold-embroidered dress, walk down the aisle with a proud smile. The guests clapped, but the groom's uncle muttered, "She is only a servant's daughter, not worthy of this family." The ceremony continued with vows and rings. I could hear the word objection from the lawyer, but it was only a joke. After the vows, the reception began. The hall was filled with sparkling lights, a huge cake, and a loud band. My mother was forced to clean spilled wine, while the bride's mother laughed. I saw the groom's brother again, now drinking champagne, and he raised his glass, shouting, to the new couple, "May they never need a waitress again." My heart pounded. I wanted to shout back, but I was just a child. Suddenly, a waiter slipped, spilling a tray of glasses. The sound was loud, and everyone turned. In that moment, I saw a man in a dark suit step out from the shadows. He looked at my mother with a calm smile. He whispered, "Leave this place, Nadia. I will take care of them." I did not understand his words, but I felt a strange safety. The night felt heavy with secrets, and I could not sleep that night. I wondered who the man was and why he cared about my mother. The next day, the wedding guests left, but the tension stayed. My mother was still working, now cleaning the grand ballroom. The groom's brother kept insulting her, saying, "You will never rise above this kitchen." My mother kept quiet, but her eyes were like fire. At lunch, the bride's aunt whispered, "She is only a servant, not a guest. She should not sit with us." I felt my stomach twist. I wanted to protect my mother. That evening, the hotel manager called a meeting in the lobby. He announced that the hotel would close for renovations. Everyone gasped. The groom's brother shouted, "This is a disaster. Who will host the after-party?" The manager smiled and said, "We have a solution. The owner will open a new wing tomorrow." The crowd murmured, confused. I saw the dark suit man again, now standing behind the manager. He placed his hand on my mother's shoulder. "You will have a new home, Nadia," he said quietly. My mother looked at him, tears shining. "Thank you," she whispered. The next morning, a newspaper arrived with a headline, "Grand Lotus Hotel Bought by Secret Billionaire." The article said a wealthy investor had purchased the hotel in secret, planning to keep the staff and improve service. The groom's brother read it and laughed, "Who cares? He will not change anything." But the staff celebrated. My mother was given a promotion. She would become the head of guest relations. The bride, who had once laughed at my mother, now asked for her advice on the reception. I saw the dark suit man again, now wearing a gold pin that said CEO. He smiled at me and said, "Your mother is stronger than they think. She will lead this place." I felt hope rise inside me. Yet, the groom's brother still tried to insult me at the wedding after-party, saying, "You will always be a waitress's child." I clenched my fists. I knew I had to do something. The night ended with fireworks, but a cold wind blew through the hall. I heard a voice behind me, "Do not fear, Nadia. The truth will be yours soon." I turned, but no one was there. The secret was close, I could feel it. A week later, the hotel reopened with a grand ceremony. The new owner, Mr. Karim, gave a speech. He said, "We honor every worker, from the chef to the cleaner." The crowd applauded. My mother stood beside him, proud and calm. Suddenly, the groom's brother stepped forward and shouted, "You cannot buy respect." He pointed at my mother and said, "She is still a waitress." The room fell silent. Mr. Karim looked at the brother and said, "You forget who I am." He lifted his hand, and a soft golden light glowed around him. Everyone gasped. The lights dimmed, and a large screen showed a video of a young woman, my mother, working hard in a tiny kitchen years ago. The video ended with her receiving a scholarship to study hotel management. The crowd realized she was not just a waitress, but a trained professional. The groom's brother's face turned pale. He whispered, "I never knew." Mr. Karim turned to him and said, "Your family bought this hotel years ago, but you treated my employees badly. Now you will see the result of your cruelty." He then announced that the hotel would be run by a council of staff, including my mother. The bride, who had once laughed, now knelt and said, "I was wrong. I promise to support you, Nadia's mother, in every way." The guests cheered. I felt tears in my eyes. The dark suit man stepped forward, removed his mask, and revealed his face. He was my father's brother, a billionaire who had hidden his identity to test the world. He said, "I wanted to see if kindness can survive injustice. You, Nadia, have shown great courage." He gave me a small gold locket with our family crest. I held it tightly, feeling the weight of truth. The wedding hall, once a place of mockery, became a place of respect. The groom's brother left the hall, his head down, knowing his betrayal was exposed. The night ended with a beautiful toast, to truth, to dignity, and to new beginnings. I looked at my mother, the bride, and the new owner, and I knew my life had changed forever. The secret was finally out, and justice had been served. The wedding ended, but the lesson stayed with me. I learned that people may judge you by your job, but true power comes from kindness and hard work. My mother taught me to stay calm, even when others are cruel. The secret billionaire showed that justice can be hidden, but it will appear when the right moment comes. I now speak English with confidence, telling this story to my friends. I hope you also see that injustice can be turned into respect if you keep your heart strong. Remember, no one can hide forever, and every secret will be found. Keep learning, stay brave, and you will find your own truth.